What's going on, guys? Patrick James here, and real quickly I wanted to introduce the clip that you're about to watch. It's actually a clip from a recent seminar I held here in Phoenix, Arizona, where 9 guys came and we went deep on the topic of pre-selection and attraction. And in the clip that you're about to watch, you're gonna find out why 99% of guys who get into dating advice fail and never actually see any real world results. And more importantly, I'm gonna show you what actually attracts women in the real world, so that way when you leave your apartment today after watching this video, you'll be able to literally see yourself starting to attract higher quality women within the next 30 days. So that said, enjoy the clip and I'll see you at the end of the video.
A lot of people say get out of your comfort zone, but what a lot of people don't really realize is getting out of your comfort zone and taking that first action is just step one. That's the easy part, is taking the action. The next part is dealing with the changes that are gonna start flooding into your life when you start taking those actions consistently. And this is the biggest thing that I had to learn, is that, all right, and this is the best way I'm gonna make this analogy is Earth, right? So if this is Earth, right, and we wanna send a little satellite into orbit around Earth, right? That's like getting out of your comfort zone. That's like taking the first step, right? Taking that action, approaching that girl, saying that line, right? It was tough, but you got there and now you're taking the action. But if theoretically, if we wanted to send a satellite outside of our solar system, right? If these are the planets or whatever, if we wanted to send it outside of our solar system, what a lot of people don't know is outside of our solar system, there's an asteroid field that literally just like surrounds our solar system. That asteroid field is called the Kuiper Belt. And that's like the next challenge to get out of our solar system. So if you want to think about it like this, the main challenge that you're going to deal with, the main reason why most guys never get good with women is because they don't expect this Kuiper Belt. They don't see it coming and it's too much and they give up. And that challenge right here for you, and I can tell you from personal experience, is going to be the way your friends treat you, the way they criticize the fact that you're trying to improve yourself, the way they criticize the way that you're going up to women, the way you're posting on social media, your new body language. If you don't have confident body language, they're gonna criticize you. Your family's gonna criticize you. And they're all gonna try to bring you down because they see you changing and moving forward and getting better with your life. And subconsciously that makes them feel insecure because they're like, why is he doing all these things and growing and I'm staying the same, right? That's all that means. So that's gonna be the biggest challenge for you guys to overcome. I call it the Kuiper Belt to your comfort zone. All right, so be prepared for that. And I'm excited for the rest of this seminar. I think this is gonna open up a lot of you guys' eyes. I know this guy over here was talking about like how he struggles with getting friend zoned a lot by girls that you felt like it was on, but at the end of the day, they ended up just like friend zoning you. Or even like some of you guys' other struggles that you guys were talking about. I think this is the answer right here. When you think marketing, not sales, that's the shift. When you think, how do I position myself as the most pre-selected, the most socially proofed guy in this room? That's the shift that you have to make, all right? So I'm a visual learner, and this little diagram, I really want you to draw it out because it's gonna be the framework for everything that we do in this seminar, all right? So I came up with this, you're never gonna find it anywhere, and because I came up with it, if there's holes and leaks, don't like berate me like, dude, that doesn't make sense. It's just, I'm a visual learner. This is how I picture it in my head, all right? So imagine this box right here is every single man. It's a representation of every single man on the planet. 100% of guys are represented by this box, all right? Now, this is all based on an actual scientific thing called the Pareto Principle. Pareto, does anybody know what Pareto Principle is? 80-20 rule. So 80% of your results are gonna come from 20% of the actions that you take, all right? Well, that can be applied to just about anything. It doesn't have to be just about taking action. It can actually be applied to this. It's always gonna be a very accurate ratio, this 80-20 ratio, all right? So if this is 100% of men, well, any given girl, I mean, this isn't to scale, but any given girl is only gonna be attracted to about 20% of the guys that she meets, okay? That's the Pareto Principle in action. Well, the trick is, if you're not in this 20% right here, and you're in the 80%, which a lot of times is out of your control, you're always gonna be climbing an uphill battle. That's why if a girl has never seen you before and doesn't know anything about you, and you randomly approach her in a bar, you're already in this 80%. You're already working yourself out of a hole. You already have to make up some ground. And it can be done, and a lot of times is necessary. But the only guys who are in this 20%, I say there's 3 types of guys in this 20%. If you're actually like her physical type, so what is type? It's like the outer things, like blue eyes, 6'3", fit, right? All the things that you can't really control. Or like the inner personality traits. And these are like the characteristic like inner game stuff, like is he grounded? Does he not give a shit like when I test him? Things like that. Or your inner tribe. So I know a couple of you guys here are really big on like hiking. Hiking, like people who go hiking, that's like a tribe, right? Like people who are passionate about hiking are really passionate about it. There's another tribe like CrossFit. CrossFitters are very passionate about CrossFit. It's almost like its own little cult, right? So if you're in the same tribe as her, you're also putting yourself in the 20%, right? So things like your passions, your interests, your hobbies even, right? If you're in her tribe, then you're in her 20% of guys she'd likely be attracted to on paper, right? And then the last type of guy who's in this 20% is the guy who's pre-selected, right? So like we said earlier, women, they don't really have a whole lot of cues to go off of to see, is this the type of guy I should be attracted to or not, right? So they look to other women. They look to how other people respond to you to decide, okay, maybe I should be attracted to him or not. And if a woman sees that you're pre-selected, she cannot control her attraction to you. Like the oldest adage in pickup, in game, in general, is attraction is not a choice, said by David D'Angelo way back when, right? Attraction is not a choice. If she sees that you're a pre-selected guy, doesn't matter what you look like, your type, doesn't matter if you're a nice guy, if you treat her nice, if you buy her dinner, or like if you flaunt your, like all those things that, you know, typical dating advice tells you not to do, it does not matter as long as you're pre-selected, because if you're pre-selected, you're automatically in her 20%. Plain and simple, all right? So this involves like social proof, buzz. So if she hears other people talking about you, that's buzz when you're not around. And the great thing is, if you get the inner stuff right from her type, it's like almost like a hidden link to being pre-selected. If you have those inner traits, the personality traits of a guy who's pre-selected, then she's going to conclude, oh, this guy must be a pre-selected guy. Oh, other women must be attracted to him. So it's almost like a hidden bridge right here. It's implied pre-selection is what I like to call it.
By the way you carry yourself, is that what you mean?
All the inner personality traits that you have, like if you want to call it the high status male, right? Okay. That's the inner personality traits. So what we're going to do in this seminar is focus on the things that we can control, because we can't control if you fit her outer type, if you're 6'3", if you have blonde hair, if you're, your body weight percentage, whatever. You can't control that shit. So we're going to cross it out. We're not even going to go over that. All right. What we're going to focus on is finding your tribe so that you can attract the woman that you want, right? Because the whole point of marketing is to find your ideal client. Like this is a business lesson 101. Marketing 101 is you write down on paper, who is my ideal client? And then you go meet them where they're at, right? So if you already know what kind of girl you're attracted to, then you know what tribe you should be rolling with, and you meet that girl there, okay? So we're gonna focus on the tribe, and then we're also gonna focus on creating pre-selection and also some of this inner stuff, the things that we can control. All right. So one thing that I want you guys to do right now, because I just described how marketing works, finding your ideal girl, is you have to have a map before you go into the wilderness. Before you can actually go out into the world and start getting great success with women, you got to know what kind of girl you actually want, right? So, if you really want like a girl who's into EDM music, a girl who's ambitious, driven, then that's like, you got to write that shit down. You got to actually be looking for that stuff in women. Because if you go into the map without a wilderness, you're going to fall into this guy's situation. This guy said he was married for, what, 12 years? And she was hot, but she was a bitch, right? That's your quote unquote. I'm not saying anything about your girlfriend, all right?
It's on camera now.
It's on camera now. We won't show your face, I promise. That was a lot. I guarantee that situation could have been avoided if you were selecting out the different qualities that you actually wanted versus going into the the wilderness without a map. Because I assume that at the time your map was just like, I want a hot girl who pleases me sexually. This is very low standards, right? You gotta have a map before you go into the wilderness. So what I want you guys to do right now, and we'll take a few minutes, is list out 10 non-physical qualities that you want in your ideal girl. Is she into hiking? Is she ambitious and business oriented? Is she in the medical field, like she loves helping people? Does she read books? Does she keep up with the Kardashians? 10 non-physical traits that you want in your ideal girl. All right. You can definitely complete those lists later too. What are some of those traits that you guys listed out?
For me, they just have 2+ kids, great mom.
Okay.
That's one. Agnostic atheist is second. Sexually adventurous.
Yeah.
Bisexual, preferably. Passionate about life and love, and wants to go to Burning Man with me.
Dude, that's awesome. We're actually missing out on Burning Man right now.
I know. It's worth it though.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome, man. Anybody else have any good ones?
I've had mine for quite a while.
Yeah?
Okay, passionate, honest, integrity, trustworthy, confident, intelligent, college educated, loyal, communication. You must know the love languages, assertive communication style, sexual assertiveness has to be open, sexual confidence, high self-esteem, financial responsibility, how to invest, how to save, how to spend, and she has to be committed to mental self-development, physical, working on her physical side, and then spiritual, believing God, and a non-smoker.
That's awesome.
Those are
That's
good.
really good.
I was going to
Yeah.
say mine, and then you write yours. That was really deep. I'm a student love languages one too.
Yeah,
That's
just
great.
delete my part of the video. Right?
That's awesome, man. Yeah, so now you guys have that map. And the cool thing is, now that you know those qualities, you don't have to consciously be looking for those things. You've already told your subconscious, these are the qualities I want. So now every time you meet a girl, your subconscious will speak to you by a gut feeling. It'll be like, I'm not feeling with this girl. Oh, why am I not feeling it? Oh, because she lacks this, this, and this, right? It's almost like your what do they call it? Your selective focus, your RAS. Right? Reticular activation system. If you've never seen a Tesla before and you didn't even know they existed, and I told you, dude, there's these awesome cars called Teslas. They're electric and they're dope, right? Now, for whatever reason, every time you drive on the road, you're gonna see a Tesla.
Hey man, hope you enjoyed that clip. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a recent seminar I held here. So this is like over 3 hours of footage and you only saw a small clip. So if you want the access to the entire thing, I'm actually giving it as a free bonus to all the guys who grab my book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. So for a limited time, when you grab my book for free, just go to howtogetthegirlnow.com, and as a free bonus, you're gonna get the entire footage to this whole seminar as a special gift from me. So that's it, go to howtogetthegirlnow.com, grab my book, watch the footage, you'll get instant access to it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you, man.
Okay.